Hey there, my PlanetPoke pals. It's me, your friend DeoGenZ, and my TCG collection. On the last edition of this new series I'm doing, I proposed that we would show off the normal holographic cards that I have. And before we get into the grass section of my collection, I want to do that for you now. Okay, so starting off we have a holographic Togetic. Oh man, that is such an excellent holo. Now what's really interesting about this one is its language. I don't know what Dux by Seer is supposed to mean. Maybe it's like a German Togetic, but pretty interesting. I really don't remember where I got this. I'm pretty sure it's probably out of those box sets. If ever there was a card that had an alternate language on it, it usually meant it was from that. Here's a Blissey. This was actually just a random pull, so that was really exciting to find. And also awesome because it is the clay shape type Blissey. And when I say clay shape, clay form, you'll notice that some of the card art that you see has the Pokemon made out of clay, it appears. And Flygon. Let Flygons be Flygons. And that's a pretty neat holographic. I know that a couple of people treasure Flygon on my channel. Now, I'm not sure where the remainder of my holographic normal cards are, because that is certainly not all. I've got Pidgeots and Clefables and all kinds of things, but I really don't know where they are right now. So we're just going to continue on, go to the grass section today. Not that far into it though. Let's see, I've got my card markers right here waiting for us. There we go. And if I happen to find more normal holographics on my journeys through many boxes of Beyond and Before Day, then I will bring it out and I will show you guys. So the first page of our grass section is covered in Bulbasaurs. How many of you started with a Bulbasaur for your first Pokemon adventure ever? Bulbasaur chilling out, also having an e-reader strip. Does anybody know where you can find a site to print out the strips for e-reader? Because I find that so frustrating. I had so many Pokemon cards, as you can see here, but at the times when I had a complete game, oh, this was probably my favorite Venusaur of them all. Again, it's another clay form looking type Venusaur, but it's just so damn cool and massive as well. But I would get, you know, a good selection, about maybe 2/3 of the evolution cards, and then it required some other Voltorbs or Magnemites or whatnot, and I never was able to play any of the e-reader games. Or I was very few of the e-reader games that I could try, and that was really disappointing. I think that's why e-reader dropped off so damn quickly. It didn't really provide cards in a tangible manner. So it'll be interesting to see what Nintendo ends up doing with freaking cats in the background again, but it'll be interesting to see what Nintendo ends up doing with the augmented reality cards. So far so good. So far so good. Nothing you have to do ridiculous to get a hold of them. I have not yet gone for that pit game. So I'm not really sure how you get all those cards. The Medusa cards and all that. But augmented reality stamps are easy enough to print. And that's what's really nice. Nintendo right off the bat said, oh look, here's our website, here's tons of scans you can print out for yourself and make augmented reality happen. So even if you do misplace the card that the 3DS was reading, you can print out another one. So I couldn't see why that wouldn't be possible with e-reader. Because if I could get my e-reader working again, oh man, do I have some interesting videos for you guys. Because not many people went ahead and got that thing, and it's understandable. This execute here, one of these executes, I don't know which was my first, but it was my first Pokemon card. I think one of my friends gave it to me. It was just a throwaway to them, but it was the start of an obsession for me. That Victory Bell is really interesting. Reminds me of the Victory Bell from the manga when Red goes into Safari Zone, and he, of course, with Safari Zone, you gotta leave all your Pokemon back at the gate. He smuggled in a couple of Pokeballs, and he was flying, or not he was flying, but a flying robot, Pidgeybot, tour guide was with him, and, oh look at that, I actually got the Japanese one too. And they ended up having to escape Safari Zone without being mauled by the tons of Nidokings and Rhyhorns and other rare but dangerous Pokemon out there, very much like Victory Bell. And what the Victory Bell were doing was an evolution ceremony when Red and the Pidgeybot happened upon them. I'm going for a stroll, bloom, bloom, bloom. But when they did find it, they were trying to force all their other Weeping Bells and Bellsprouts to evolve, and they were all in a ceremony of suction, basically sucking the life force out of anything they could grab, and Red was one of the things they grabbed. But he makes it out, and I'm not going to tell you how he does it, because that would be hella spoilers, and I'm sure as many Pokemaniacs as there are here, many of you would like to get a hold of the manga at some point and read it for yourself. Oh, look at that. That's another non-my English language card. Lame Aiguise. I really, no idea. No idea on the language there. Could be Spanish, could be Italian, no clue. None whatsoever. Yay, public education for making me disinterested in any other language than my own. Woo! Nidoran. Was this from the... Yep, it was. I thought that looked familiar. Some of these cards that I have, the grass ones, especially these right here, these were for the Fire Red and Leaf Green decks, and I got the Ivysaur themed deck after winning a contest at WB Kids. I really don't remember what the contest was. I think it was like send something in. Might have been send something in, or it might have been actually a website thing, actually, now that I think of it. Yep, it probably was. It was like a write in about something, and then we'll end up sending you a deck. And I won. And I was so happy because I really rarely win anything. And it ended up being the coolest thing ever. I won that Ivysaur themed deck. And I believe I got a shiny Beedrill from that too. Not a shiny, I'm sorry, a holographic. I always have the habit of calling them shiny. Deoxys. Oh, I can't wait to show you my Deoxys collection. Deoxys is one of my favorite Pokemon, if you didn't know. But Coughing's cool too. Muck, what are you doing? You better not be scanning the streets to look up girl skirts, you perv. It's like, nah, I'm just gonna hang out with an oil drum. It's all good, it's all good. I got nasty goo. Nobody would want me looking at them. Poor Grimer. I remember Muck from the anime. He always seemed so lovable, very affectionate, and always happy to see Ash. But who wants to play with a Muck? Who wants to cuddle with a Grimer? That's an interesting one, don't you think? Almost reminds me of Grimace, that face. Grimace as in the McDonald's Grimace, yes. Lots and lots of Grimer. Ekans. Snake backwards. I remember the first time I figured that out, I was like, that is badass! How'd they do that? It's pretty simple, they actually just reversed the name. Charbak. Charbak always cracked me up from the anime. In fact, I ended up EV training an Arbok and nicknaming it Charbak, just because that was how he pronounced his name in the series. That was really a shocker for me because I had no idea growing up playing the games and then eventually coming to the anime a little bit later, I had no freaking clue that the Pokemon could say their own names. That was kind of strange to me, and it seemed like it shouldn't be happening. I was like, in the games, they just make kind of weird noises. Weird 8-bit kind of glitched sounds. I always do wonder about that. How do they get the cries for Pokemon? Now that's definitely Japanese. That's easy enough for me to know. Oh, but wouldn't it be funny that's not? It's Korean, maybe? Because how could I tell? You know, I don't speak anything but my own language. Limited! But, yeah, I don't know what the original sound for a Pokemon was. But that'd be really interesting to ask the Pokemon Company or some creator. Maybe Satoshi Tajiri, he is the inventor of Pokemon. How do you get the cries for all your characters? It's a confusing thing. Oh wow, that's cool. I got a Fortress and Pine Echo in Japanese. In a dark fortress. Wow, what series was that Dark Fortress from? Huh. Comment below if you know. Hop it! Going along with the breeze. It's funny, there was a bunch of pollen floating around my house the other day, and I was thinking about Hoplip and Skiplooms and Jumpluffs, half expecting a big old Jumpluff to puff into my face with all the pollen that was going by. One day that will happen. One day, I tell you. And it may not be physical, oh no, but it will be holographic or some sort of augmented reality. I don't know if you guys keep up with Google technology, but they've made this thing called Google Glass, which is these augmented reality glasses that you put on. And they're not really glasses, they don't have any glass on them, but they have a little projector that somehow, I really don't know the technology of it, but somehow projects images in front of you and around your world. So we are really on the edge, on the very edge of being able to walk around in a real world filled with Pokemon. Sure, only our simulations will be filled with Pokemon, but who cares? That's all I care about, really. I mean, as long as it has some mechanism, some kind of signal system that lets you know when you're getting near another trainer, then that's all I really care about. Because all the other people who don't play Pokemon, who don't get it, who think it's a kid's game, who think it's, you know, not more than just the cards and merchandising, just a fad, I don't want to have those people interrupt my Pokemon adventures. It will be funny, though. People going around out of nowhere, just coming out of a store. I choose you, Pikachu. Alright, let's start this journey. I'm really hoping that they perfect it so that it does not cause people to jump out in the street. Oh, I can get that Ho-Oh if I just run out in the street right there. Oh no, that's a bus. Death. I don't think the Pokemon Company wants that on their hands. Whoa, speaking about hands, look at that Breloom. Sitting in what looks to be some prehistoric scenery, but its arm, it shoots out like the Sonic Unleashed version of Werehog, where he's got those weird stretchy arms for some inexplicable reason. Gulpin. What should be Gulpin? Swalot. I didn't know I had a holographic. Not really holographic. It's more of like a special foil whenever they have the Pokeball shine. A Surskit. Surskit's kind of one of those Pokemon that I go, oh yeah, I forgot about that thing. Just because I never really encounter it. I mean, even when you played Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald, I see Masquerain more often. I don't know, or I can't recall, where you found a Surskit. Poison breath. Jeez. Don't talk to him in the morning. His morning breath is poisonous. Will toxify you. Ninjask. Well, if you ask me, that's an awesome Pokemon. And a cool card art rendition. I am sorry if I'm going a little too slow for those of you watching at home, but the reason I'm doing this is mainly for archival purposes. I don't know what's going to happen to my card collection, I really don't. But I know that if it's always in a digital format that I could download at another time, and the art is preserved, then that's perfectly alright with me. I could sell it, I could lose it in a flood, I wouldn't mind. Actually, I really would mind if I lost it in a flood. That was a big reason I moved into this new apartment, was because of flooding in my old house, killing a lot of great items that I had. So I would care about that. But that is the grass collection. I hope you all understand why I am so particular with showing you every card. It's all about archiving for me. But guess what? For those of you who could take my slow cadence and speed, you are rewarded with my holographic grass cards. So this is a Weezing that is actually really hard to see. Let me see if I could shing it a little bit. It's very hard to see in the reflective casing here, but it is a holographic. I bet I'm getting a lot of comments right now. Bullshit! It's not holographic! You're crazy! You're high! What are you talking about? See, now you can see it more there. I don't know why that dark Weezing lost its holographinity. This was a Snivy that I got as a promo. For a black and white box set that had a couple of packs of cards and also that promo along with it. Oh, this is one of my favorites. Meganium. First of all, look at that shimmer. Woo, shing, shing, shing. That is awesome. And then just, it's Japanese, and even the e-reader strip is holographic. That is just the coolest. Freaking love it. And a Superior. I got this from the Grass Tornado themed deck, which you guys here on PlanetPoke have probably seen me use in the TCG simulator. And then last but certainly not least, my favorite Meganium of all, my random pull Meganium. This was a great day when I found this card. I was so overjoyed. I believe I undid it at the 7-Eleven that I got it from, and it was still when I lived back in Belmar. You know, that's just how great of a card this was and how awesome it made my day. So, really freaking cool. And this card container, which has many other awesome holographics, but not grass holographics, was actually from a joke book. It was something from the school store, pretty much. And I just pulled all the little joke books out and put Pokemon cards in there, and I've kept them in there ever since. That was before I got a hold of these card protectors, but I got to get more of them because I definitely have more cards than I have protectors. So that is some of my grass holographics. Again, I know that I have many more. I just have to locate them in the boxes and closets and storage places of my world. So when I do, I will show you guys, but let me know in the comments below if any cards rang true to you. Give us a time code so we could see what you're talking about, and leave a little bit of a limerick to let us know why you like it. Alright guys, I'm DeoGenZ, and I will see you in my next TCG collection video.